Hey everybody, on this video we're going to be restoring this vintage heirloom metal tool chest.
Most furniture made prior to 1970 was a lot better quality than today's standards. Have a family heirloom or doing a furniture flip? Let us help you with that. Give your furniture some love.
The customer brought this tool chest to me, said it was his grandfather's that he had built, hand built back in the day, and it was special to him, and he wanted to get it all cleaned up and repainted in more of a red color like it was originally here. So first thing I'll need to do is do some straightening here. I got some bent metal I'll have to straighten up, and it's going to take some sanding and grinding and filling to get it all smoothed up again. I went ahead and cleaned out the inside using a lacquer thinner on a rag to get all that oil and grease out of there, get it down to the bare metal. So from here I need to use a hammer and a dolly to straighten out some of these curves, as you can see on the edge, a little bent here and there. So try to get those straightened out the best I can. I went ahead and used a propane torch to heat this hinge up because it was frozen. I couldn't get it to move, so now I've got it working freely. But I also noticed that it sticks back a little further than the face of this lid. So which means every time you shut that lid down, it's going to be rubbing the front of the cabinet right here. So I've consulted with the owner of the cabinet, and what I'm going to do to rectify that is to cut a notch right here out of the metal, so it has no metal to rub against, and just slide in behind there and still be able to use the latch. So I'll go ahead and use a cutoff tool to get in there and cut that out now. And there you go. And now the next step is to get a sanders and grinders out and try to clean this outside up. This top is pretty pitted, so I'm going to have to use some auto body filler to smear on there, fill those up, and get a nice smooth base for the paint. All right, it was a dirty job, but I got it all cleaned down and sanded and ground down. Of course, I can't get all the rust, and there's no need to get all the rust because the primer will seal that down. But looks like I need to come through now and some filler. As you can see, these pits in the top, some of them are quite deep, so I'm going to get some auto body filler filled in there and get that sanded smooth and get it ready for paint. Okay, here comes the Bondo. All right, I got it all sanded down, smoothed up, sanded down with 220 grit sandpaper. And now what I need to do is wipe it all down, make sure I got all the grease and contaminants off of it and oils. I use a naphtha for that, and then I'll start applying the primer. Dirty. Here is the primer and the paint that I plan on using on this piece. The paint is in a satin sheen, an apple red. Okay, I'm going to start by priming the undersides. Then I'll let that dry and I'll flip it up so I can get the rest of it. Okay, I got it primed and I've dusted some darker lacquer over the top of it, just a slight dusting. The reason I did that is when I go to sand it, that dark will show up anywhere there's a low spot and or a scratch that might not be sanded all the way out. So it's just kind of a indicator, and not that I'll get it perfect, but I was going to try to smooth it up the best I can. So I'm going to be using 400 grit sandpaper and just give it a good hand sanding all over with. Okay, I've sanded down all the primer filler with 400 grit. So I think now I'm going to paint the bottom sides of the tray and the bottom of the box. Paint those first and let those dry a day. Then I'll just flip it over and paint the rest of it. That way we won't have to worry about things sticking to the table. All right, the bottom's been drying all night, so let's go ahead and paint the rest of it. Well, I have underestimated how much paint this is going to take. I've used 2 cans so far, and all I've gotten is 1 coat. So I need more paint. Off to the store I go. And here it is, the finished piece. Turned out pretty good, I think. Nice sheen on there, kind of a satin sheen. Kind of a bright red color, just like you wanted. So I got a latch, opens up. We got a nice tray inside here that's removable. And it just looks pretty good. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. To see all of our future videos coming down the pipeline, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Give your furniture some love. Or toolboxes.
For hard-to-find hardware like these, check us out at AnniesHomeStore.com.